start with the prayers. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunatu Sarvidyam Tattvaheti Yasinavaditamastu Mahti Sharvadaihi Shakti Shakti Shanti. We are studying Prasno Bashyam, the Shankara Bashyam. We have completed 5 chapters out of 6 chapters of this Upanishad. The first 5 chapters are preparation for understanding the 6th chapter. The 6th chapter is the most important chapter. Shankaracharya writes a very, very big bhashyam on this chapter. For one verse, he writes, in terms of my notes, my slides, for one verse, there are 300 slides. So you can imagine. So more than 20, 30 pages of a normal textbook, he has written commentary. This chapter deals with something which Upanishad reveals as the ultimate substratum, the universe. It is the most significant portion for Upanishads. The subject matter is the most significant. That is Brahma Vidya. For the body-mind complex, there is an adhisthana called as akin, which is vyashti, which is individual. For the samashti, which is total, there is substratum called as Brahman or Shodasha Kala Purusha. Shodasha Kala means 16 attributes of the prapancha, of the world. So the world is described 16 kalas or 16 groups. But what is the substratum of this world? That is Purusha or Brahman, to be young. So all the Upanishads trying to reveal to me the nature of this Brahman and helps me understand this nature in my own self. The second verse, the first verse is a general verse which introduces the teacher and the guru, a little bit of story of Shodasha Kala Purusha. The student asks the teacher, who is this Purusha? Where is this Purusha located? The answer to that question is the second verse. It starts with the second verse, it goes on till the 8th verse. There are 8 verses in this chapter. We are doing the second verse. And we will continue to do the second verse for another 6 sessions. So big is the Shankaracharya's commentary on this verse. He brings out all the aspects of Advaita Vedanta. He brings out a new Sakshi. He brings out an opponent. He discusses the various schools of thought related to consciousness or this Brahman, and slowly, gradually reveals to us this reality. It's a very interesting portion, but it requires a lot of time and patience. Doing Bhashyan study is not a quick study. It takes weeks and months and sometimes years to go through one Bhashya. So with this small introduction, I go to the portion where we stopped last week. That is slide number 73. Here, Shankaracharya brings the Purvapashi. Purvapashi in this case is a Shanika Vidyana, also called as Yogachara. It is a Buddhism school also. Now, he is giving his explanation of the deep sleep state. What is the Advaita's theory of deep sleep state? It is given in Dakshinamurti Stotra. Balyadishwati Jagradadishu Tatha Sarvastvas Vasobi Vyavritta Swanu Vartamana. That means during waking, dream, and sleep, there is something which is called as reality. That reality is common in all the three states, it never perishes. Sharam Dhamma. In the deep sleep state, it is easy for us to recognize that reality. That is why Shankaracharya is discussing in very big analysis about the deep sleep state. What the Purva Pashi says, they don't feel the presence of the subject, right? Nor do I experience the object in sleep. So there is no I vritti, aham vritti is not there. I am there is not. And the word is there is also not there. So how can you explain to me? These are all questions to Shankaracharya. What is this you're talking about? Some reality in the sleep state. Dakshinamurti Stotram, previously I quoted the shloka number 7. Dakshinamurti shloka number 5 also very, very important. Deham pranindriya pichalam buddhi chashodyam vadu Sri Balya Janopama Saswabhamiti Prantha Visham Vahina. This entire jagat is nothing but Bhranti. It is a delusion. On what? It is a play on the substratum which is within. So Purvachi, the opponent is saying there is no consciousness in the sleep state. Shankaracharya says there is consciousness in the sleep state. That's what we are analyzing. Sushupte adarshana. In the sleep state, I don't experience anything. So this is what we are going to discuss in the following sections of the commentary. What she is saying, jnana is also subject to arrival and departure like jnana. Jnana means objects for knowledge. So that is jnana. Jnana means what? Knowledge. So he says knowledge is also arriving and departing. Objects are also arriving and departing. This is his view. So he says jnana bhava means there is nothing in sleep. In Sushupti, consciousness is absent. Exactly like objects are absent. Our experience also is the same in our stage, in our sleep state. We also know I don't experience any object. I don't have the knowledge at all of anything in sleep. But what does Mandukya Upanishad say? Mandukya Upanishad says the sleeper does not know anything, neither he knows the truth, neither he knows the untruth. So sleeper is called as prajna. So prajna knows nothing. Sleeper knows nothing. Is that correct? Analysis. What the Mandukya Upanishad says, it says, Sarveti Tudiyam Asti. Always there is a Tudiyam Brahma Chaitanya always exists. That Brahman is all knowing and all seeing. All knowing and all seeing means what? It is the seer, it is the seer of the seer. It is the witness of the three states. That witness never perishes. That is Shankaracharya's. Sleeper does not know the object or subject. Therefore, there is no jnana. Consciousness is also disappearing and appearing is Puravashi. Shankaracharya's reply is in this next paragraph, number 238. How does he explain this? You see, this is a very beautiful analysis. This will help us to understand the nature of our own self. Try to follow this analysis. Many a times people say they don't understand Veda because they don't spend time in understanding the Bhashya. My view is if you understand the Bhashya, you will understand Vedanta's revelation of Sri Chaitanya. You have to go step by step. This Prasno Bashyam is a very beautiful study, especially this chapter. It runs into 600, 700 pages, 700 slides for you to understand and grasp and assimilate this knowledge. Try to get this knowledge, you will also benefit a lot from this study. In Sushupti, in sleep, there is no object to be illumined by consciousness. That is his thesis. Purvapaksha says there is no consciousness. What Shankaracharya says is consciousness is there, but objects are. When objects are not there, we cannot control that the illumining consciousness is not there. Okay? You can only say objects are not there, but you can say illuminating consciousness is not there. Shankaracharya's favorite Upanishad is Vidyaranya. That is a spent Upanishad. Whether you study Prasno Bashyam, Mandukya Bashyam, Keno Bashyam, Prasno Bashyam, everywhere he will bring in Vidyaranya Upanishad mantras. Here also he brings, see, in every occasion, he brings the right mantra from Vidyaranya to reveal the nature of the self. Here, which is the mantra is quoting Swayam Jyoti Brahmana, which is the fourth chapter, the most important chapter out of 6 chapters of Vidyaranya Upanishad. In the fourth chapter, this particular instance, which is a proof for the immortality of Atma. And it says the reason why we don't experience in the sleep state any object is because the mind has gone to sleep. Vidyaranya has stopped. The Vidyaranya has stopped. The world stops. World is because everything in the world is a function of the mind. But beyond the mind, there is consciousness whose vision never gets lost. That is the beauty of this wonder. Viparilopo vidyate vinasitva. The witness consciousness never perishes. That means what? World exists, consciousness is there. World doesn't exist, consciousness is there. In both these conditions of the mind, it is the consciousness which lends existence to the presence of the world, absence of the world. In Sushupti, in the sleep state, there is no second thing to be illuminated by consciousness, which is the same thing which happens when we lose the body. For example, when the body dies, the Shariram only dies. Sukshma Shariram still survives. Karana Shariram still survives. The Chitabhasa and the Chit, they are both are still there. Only the Sukha Shariram is dropped in this universe. So, illuminating consciousness, you can never discern its sins because it is never absent. It is Nitya Prakasha Sobhava. My real nature is consciousness. It never loses its witnesshood all and any time. Therefore, I can claim in the ever liberated Nitya Sakshi. For example, he takes this light and ice. Then, in a stage, there are people who are there. This is from Panchadasi, the sixth chapter. So, when the actors are there, the light is illuminating. The actors are not there also, the light is there. What is the light illuminating? Since of the people on the stage. Similarly, the light of consciousness illumines the presence of the world and absence of the world. This is the nature of consciousness, which is my real nature. Today I am thinking this body is tiny, body is me. We have to shift this attention from the body and mind to this consciousness awareness principle. When the people are there, the eyes are seeing. When the people are not there, the eyes are reporting the absence. Eyes are not gone. Eyes are still there. So to prove the presence of something, you require anam. To prove the absence of something else, also you require pramidam, source of knowledge. For example, if I ask you, is there a curtain under the desk where you are sitting? You will, or a pot. You will say there is something or there is. So when you say there is something, you are using. When you say there is nothing, you're using the eyes to see the absence. So without the eyes, you cannot say presence or absence. For consciousness, there is no Brahman to say there is sense of consciousness in anything. Consciousness is always there. For example, I am, I am, I am. None of us have this feeling from birth till today. It's always there. What Upanishad says, this I am will continue with the body, without the body. So don't say that I am consciousness cannot be there when the body is gone. That is the revelation of nations. See, we are all talking about our own nature. Our own nature, according to Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, is we are got two types of nature. One is with the body, and another is without the body. Without the body is what Upanishad here focusing on. When we have, when we are in the sleep state, there is no experience of the body, but there is something, that something is called as Brahman. That something is called as, because of the absence of the objective world, we can't say there is absence of the eliminating consciousness. There is no Brahman. Purvapakshi is saying jnana is vibichara surup. Vibichara means what? It is coming and going, changing. Shankaracharya says jnana is not vibichara surupam, it is the objects. Niyam is vibichara surupam. The eliminator of the niyam never extinguishes itself. Jnanam is equal to Vidyanam is equal to consciousness. In sleep, all of us have got twofold jnana. What is the jnana? If slept well, that means during sleep there was ananda vritti. This is all of us. I slept well. There was the feeling, there was a vritti. This is the vritti means a thought was there, according to Veda. The second is I will experience anything. Jnana Vishaya Vritti. So two vrittis are there in sleep. I don't know anything. I experience happiness. It is a reflected happiness of Ananda. The Swarupa Ananda gets reflected in the mind during sleep. So even when the Vritti Jnanam goes away, Swarupa Jnana continues. This portion of Vritti Jnanam, Swarupa Jnanam, please try to get this very, very well because it comes in every Upanishad analysis of Shankaracharya. Every Upanishad, Supanyanam, Vrittiyanam, Supanyanam, Vrittiyanam. What goes is this Vritti. What goes is the Chidabhasa, which is Vrittiyanam. The Chit, which is Swarupanyanam, remains. And nobody can say, I don't exist. There is no pramanam to say you are not there. Aha, kevalam asmi is the experience of all. I alone am there. When in the sleep state. That state is what Shankaracharya says is your real nature. I alone am there. So Chit Swarupana Jnanam, Chidakasa Vritti Jnanam. The Chit Swarupa Jnanam is our real intrinsic nature, which is beyond three gunas. What about the Vritti Jnanam? Vritti Jnanam is governed by Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, which is Prakriti. Get this point extremely clear. All our knowledge, the world, is Prakriti, nature, continuously changing nature. In our mind also, the gunas are constantly changing, but you're not aware of it because it is invisible. The word Prakriti means invisible Maya Shakti. It is the basis of this whole Jagat, Maya Shakti. So your mind mostly these changes every day on evening. If you are attentive and if you are able to say Sakshi, then you can easily see what are the three conditions of your mind. Keep on doing this experiment throughout your life. Is my mind in rajas or is it in tamas or is it in as soon as you get up in the morning, sattva. During the daytime, full of activity, rajas. Night time, tamoguna. Shankaracharya talks about as examples. Suppose you are in a dark room and there are no seen objects. You will not say that I don't have eyes. Objects are not there, therefore you are not seeing anything. Andhakara ankaroti iti andhakara. That which makes a mind, man blind is the blinding darkness. The blinding darkness does not prove that eyes are not there. Similarly, in the sleep state, when the mind has gone to sleep, you cannot say the consciousness is not there. That is the central line of Shankaracharya's argument in this 38 topic. The next topic, Advaita's argument is not accepted by the Buddhist. It doesn't convince a Yogachara. Yogachara is a type of a Buddhist. There are some types of Buddhists, Yogachara. Now, what he says is in Shanika Vijnanavadi, Dwara, there is no objective world other than the mind. Shanika means what? Fleeting mind. This is the paragraph talking first about the Buddha, which is a Buddhist philosophy. He says, in the dream state, it is a fleeting. In the dream lasts for a few seconds and it goes. He says the waking is also similar only. Only it appears as if this 24 hours is a very long time because of the sense organs. According to Buddhist people, I mean the philosophy which existed during Shankaracharya's time, the particular school of thought says there is no object outside, there is only vritti jnana alone is there. See, these are all the different ways people think. If you are studying Vedanta, you have to understand all types of thought processes. Vritti jnanam is nityam, swarupa jnanam is nityam. This is our statement. The other opponent says vritti jnanam alone exists. There is no nitya jnana. There is no consciousness which gives us the knowledge continuously. That is not there. Only the vritti jnanam, according to that school of thought, exists. Jagrat Swapna, the Nyayam is there, objects are there. In Sushupti, Nyayam means objects are not there. Therefore, no Jnanam is there in Sushupti. So, now he says in this Jnanam alone is appearing as Nyayam. Knowledge, known is appearing as the objects. Because in sleep, there is no objects, there is no knowledge. So he draws a conclusion. As long as jnana is there, objects are there. I mean, there, if jnana is not there, objects are not there. Or jnana is equal to jnana. This is mata. Shankaracharya will say, no, that is not correct. Because he has got in mind consciousness, which is Swarupa Jnanam. The Puravashi does not have two jnanams, Vritti Jnanam and Swarupan. Therefore, he is making this mistake, which Shankaracharya will bring it out slowly. So, how to prove this continuity of jnanam in Sushupti is the question with Shankaracharya, which he will answer in the next part. Number 4. Look at Shankaracharya's reply. See, all this is Shankaracharya's debate with opponents. This is the way we are going to study this whole. Now, by doing this debate study, what happens? My understanding of consciousness will become firm. What is Shankaracharya saying? You are concluding jnana bhava based on a clue. Is clue known to you or not? On which you get a conclusion that jnanam is equal to jnanam. The clue is what? Checks or not. So, jnana bhava means checks are not there. Is it known or is it? In both the cases, there has to be consciousness. When checks are not there, there is something called as consciousness, which is revealing the absence of objects. That is Shankaracharya's reply. For example, smoke. Smoke alone is not enough to make a conclusion about fire. Smoke must be known smoke. Suppose smoke is not known, then you will not know about the fire. Similarly, if the conscious is not there, you will not know that there is absence of objects. That is his reply. ज्ञेय अभाव ज्ञानेन ज्ञानाभावं कल्पयितुं शक्यते. If there is no consciousness, you will not be able to arrive at absence of knowledge. So this is what I think is what means, that's what we're saying. The truth has to be known to arrive at a conclusion. Now, the Purvavashi comes back with another argument to show that he's got scholarship. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. Jnanam is eternal. If Jnana power means if smoke and fire are separate things, with the clue of smoke, we have to arrive at fire, and both are different. Suppose you are saying this, then what happens? Knowledge of flow will be required. Similarly, knowledge of consciousness will be required. In waking also, there are a bunch of thoughts. Jnana, and in sleep, there is no thoughts. In the previous case, Jnana Bhava is the clue. That means objects are not there, it was the clue for the Purvavashi. Purvavashi is now saying Jnanam and Jnanam are the same thing. It is Jnanam only which is appearing as the objects. So these are all his way of analysis. He sees only Jnanam, he does not see a portion at all. Something which is different than Jnana. Shankaracharya is a genius. He will refute this Purvavashi very, very beautifully. Just a revision portion is this in the next few slides. I will run through it so that you get a continuation of what we are discussing and how the debate is progressing. The student's name is Bharadwaja. The question is based regarding Shodasha Kosha. What is the base question? The question is, what is the relationship between the universe, which is made up of 16 portions, and the consciousness, which is revealing this universe, which is called as Brahma Chaitanya. Brahma Chaitanya is the Adhishtanam. Try to understand this initial portion there, because this has got a lot of consolidation of what we have discussed so far. So there is a consciousness of which is called as Brahman, which is really the whole universe, which is called as Adhishtanam. What about the bunch of 16 kalas? The 16 kalas is this consciousness. This is what is revealed by the Upanishads. Adhyasa is nothing but it is a superimposition. Like what? Like the rope snake on rope. The whole world is compared to a rope snake, and the Brahman is compared to the rope. Only from the point of view of Adhisthana practice. So Brahman appears to be the Karani, the 16 kalas Kavyam. One standpoint, one is Tanvi and Nishkaram. What does this mean? When you look at Brahman as pure consciousness, in it there is no world. It is like you look at rope as rope. There is no rope snake in it. Similarly, in Brahman, there is no world. It is Nishkaram. And Brahman happens to be my Swarupa. I have that pure Purusha. Because Purusha's nature is what? It appears as the world. One Chaitanya Jnana has two versions. Pure consciousness can exist by itself, which is called as Nirupadika Chaitanya. That Nirupadi means what? Without the medium of body and mind, consciousness alone can exist. That is called as consciousness without the body. That is what is called as Sarupana. And that is the Adhishtanam for Vritti. What is Vritti? It is so Adhika Chaitanya. This consciousness in the body mind is called as Vritti. And this for this Vritti Jnana is the Adhisthana. These jnanas are diagonally opposite, but both are located in the body and mind of an individual. Jnanam is anitya. Swarupa jnanam is nitya. See how beautiful Shankaracharya goes step by step to make us, to reveal to us our real nature. What is my real nature? Swarupa jnana. What is the meaning of Swarupa jnana? I alone am there, without the body-mind complex and the universe. Objectless is Swarupa jnana, is Nitya, eternal. If I know that is my Swarupa, I am immortal. Body is born. Nobody doubts that. Experiencing the world, nobody says no. That is not, that is the lower nature. And that is anitya. It is there today in the night time again in a low way. Primary pramanam Swarupa jnanam which is independent and which is eternal consciousness, is our Shastra. Suppose you want to know who am I, there is only one place you can come, that is Vedanta Shastra. Vedanta Shastra alone can give me what is my real nature, what is my incidental nature. Taittiriya Upanishad, this mantra, the most famous mantra of Taittiriya Upanishad, Brahmavidapnopi param tadesham yukta satyam jnanamanantam brahm yo veda nihitam guhaya parame yohan. This Sopamanyanam is given in title. Satyam means it is eternal. Jnana, it is of the nature of consciousness. Anantam, it is beyond time and space. So the created universe is nayam. It is known. It is knowable only with the help of pancha indriyas. What about the consciousness? It is known only from the Veda. Our Anubhav. So the Upramanam is what? First we say, I am, I am, I am, I am. Is it eternal or is it incidental? It is eternal. Real never goes away. So the name part is variable. Vyabhichara, sopa, changing. Changes in the body is known. Body was a child. It was a youth. It had a middle age. It has got old age now. Body, body, body. I repeat again. He has got old age. Only the consciousness, the seer of the body does not change. The seer is consciousness. Body is inert. Seer is Vyabhichara Swarupam, changeless nature. Seen is Vyabhichara Swarupam. This point number 22 in this chart is a very important chart. Try to remember this. Keep this as one of your points for discriminating Chaitanya and the entire universe. There he knows this 13th verse of second chapter talks about the same point. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yovanam jana tha dehantaras prakti dhiras tatra namushyati. Dehi is the consciousness. Deha is the body. Dehi is nityam. Deha is nityam. Vidyaranya is changing, quickly changing. Tomorrow you'll be thinking of something. Tomorrow the world will appear different. Why? Because change in the you will see, you will read a newspaper, you will listen to some new music. What happens? Vritti is changing. The thought associated with knowledge that keeps on changing. The eliminating consciousness, which was there yesterday, eliminating your thoughts yesterday, your perceptions yesterday, doesn't change. I'm getting this point because this is the most important point which people miss. And then they have a lot of questions. Don't understand Vedanta. It's too difficult. Understand Vritti Jnanam and Sopa Jnanam correctly. You can understand the whole Vedanta very, very easy. The Surupam as immortal. It is because of Surupa Jnana. You are changing. Every day it's a different day for you. Vritti Jnana. Vritti Jnana is associated with the ego I. Ankara, right? Superjnana is associated with Shila. So every day when the newer and newer verities are coming, it appears as if you are changing, the world is changing. But the illuminating factor which lies behind the mind doesn't change. Shankaracharya's all these notes which he is giving us is to reveal our Swarupa Jnanam, which is non-variable. She comes and says, okay, I understand now there is something called as non-variable consciousness. But it is there throughout the waking state only. Because I'm conscious being throughout the waking state. What I am conscious of is variable. Consciousness is continuously present in the waking and dream. She is now asking Shankara, do you know what happens in the sleep state? Why don't you in fact inquire into that? It's Sushupti, Surujnanam, Stiva, Asti. Continuity must be there, only then Surujnanam is eternal. Eternity requires continuity in deep sleep also. Jnanam is Nasti in sleep. So he says conscious is not there in sleep. His argument is, Bhavam, there is no clue to say that there is consciousness in sleep. Because the problem is he doesn't take Veda as a Praman. He only goes by clue and tanka, the language of logic. Jnana Bhava, therefore conscious is not. I have explained this point before also, but now again, one more time in explaining. Shankaracharya's answer to this is the absence of knowledge, is it known or unknown? Jnana Bhava is unknown. Suppose you say, you can't conclude Jnana Bhava because based on clue alone, you are making the conclusion. This is just a repetition of what we have discussed before. That in sleep, in order to say there is nothing, you need consciousness. Presence of jnana is obstacle to conclude absence of jnana. So, suppose you go to a room and say, there is nobody in the room. It is true, nobody is there. But what is the truth? Except me. Because I am seeing there is no. So similarly, consciousness is the I which is there in sleep state. It says there is no creation in the sleep state. Therefore, creation is taken as mutual. Whatever appears and disappears, the dream appeared and disappeared. Therefore, all of us will accept except dream is mutual. Now Shankaracharya says, you stand up as consciousness turiam in the sleep state and then declare there is no waking state. It's consciousness as turiam, not as a sleeper, not as a waker, not as a dreamer. This Shankaracharya's argument here, and he refutes the Puravaksha. So previously Puravaksha said that Jnana Bhava proves Jnana Bhava. Now he says Jnanam is not different from Jnanam. Jnanam and Jnanam are the same, but Shankaracharya refutes and says that for both this presence and absence of knowledge, you need consciousness. With this portion, the fourth volume The notes is well. Now I'm entering into the fifth volume of the notes. The fifth volume, uh, so page number, slide number 925. We are going to continue the second verse. We are in 772. So the second verse continues till 925. Okay. So another 150 pages are there. Slides are there only for the second verse. See, now you understand what you mean by Bashyam study. Bashyam study is a slow study where Shankaracharya beautifully reveals the Adhishtanam Atma. It is worth it because when you study this, your mind again and again it will go to that Adhishtanam consciousness. Even now, see, while in all these discussions, I'm quite sure that your mind is able to appreciate the knowledge of. Let's go forward. In the next month, in the next topic, again, Yogacharana, Shanika Vijnanavadi comes in. And Shanika Vijnanavadi is a Buddhist school who says that consciousness is a fleeting phenomenon. It is not a, because he doesn't know the difference between Vritti Jnana and Swarupajnana. In Brahma Sutra, very beautifully it analyzes this topic of Vritti of Shanika Vijnanam. In the second chapter, this is the one. This is the sutra, Brahma Sutra, and uh, again Shankaracharya brings out all this in his commentary. So what does the Upavarshi, the Shanika Vijnanavadi says? He says Sarvam Shanika. Everything in the universe is only moment. But for us, whether the thing for Advaitin, everything is momentary, is Vritti Jnanam, but there is Nitya Jnanam of consciousness. For this Buddhist school, what does he say? Non-existence is Nitya. He focuses on the nothingness in sleep. He says nothing is there, nothing is there. He looks at negative aspect of the sleep state. What does Advaitin looks at? He looks at the positive state in the sleep state. Positive aspect. There is something which is Adhishtanam, whereas for the other school, which is the Shanika Vijnanavadi, he talks about non-existence. His focus is on nothingness. Okay, then what happens? Shankaracharya, to refute this Shanika Vijnanavadi, he says there are four types of non-existence. This is very logical, logic-oriented portion. Try to just understand. If you don't understand, it's also fine. But if you can understand, it's good. He is going deeper into the mind of the Shanika Vijnanavadis. There are four types of non-existence. The first one is called as pra-abha. The second is what? Prajnata-abha. And the third one is Nonya-abhava. And the last one is Tirnika-abha. I will give you explanation first. The first one is Pragabha. Non-existent of a thing when it dies naturally. This is one type of non-existence. Natural non-existence by natural death. There is a Sanskrit technical word which he uses, Pratisankhya. But anyway, I will not go into those very deep in the Sanskrit terms. I will just give you the gist of this. The second abhava is artificial non-existence, brought about by artificially destroying. Means either you destroy a pot deliberately. That means what? There is non-existence of the pot. That is another pot type of non-existence. So there are two types of absence we have seen. One is natural, second is deliberate. The third one is absence of things like kasha. Kasha is there means nothing is there. See here, when you look at Akasha, the space, the Purva Paksha says it is negative substance. That means there is, when you see nothing, then Akasha is there. When you see something, Akasha is not. So that is his way of analysis. What is Advaita's way of explanation of this abhava? He says space is a subtle substance. It is a mahabhutam. It is an element. So it is a positive substance. You cannot call space as bhava. Avarana, he calls it avarana bhava. Avarana bhava means what? Covering is removed. Avarana. What is relevant for Advaita is bhava means non-existence. It has got two features. One is it is not shanikam, and abhava is also nityam. Abhava is nyeya vastu. This is more important. Whenever you say nothing is there, it is known. That knownness is what Shankaracharya focuses on. Abhava is nitya. Everything else is anitya. So, Netva Abhava is important, which is where Shankaracharya catches hold of Shanika Vidya. He says that absence of things is known in sleep, but who is knowing it? There must be some knowing factor. Therefore, he says, your conclusion, Shanika Vidyanavadi, is wrong. Jnanam is nityam. Shankaracharya finally makes this point. Even in Mandukya Upanishad, the same debate will come. Nyayasya nityatva, jnanasya nityatva. From Nyaya Bhava never include that is Jnana Bhava, because consciousness is the clue to say that there is absence of things in sleep. What is Nitya Chaitanyam definition? Nitya Chaitanyam definition is Prapancha Bashyam, Mandukya Upanishad. Nitya Chaitanyam is that in Jnana sin, not only in Sushupti, but all the time. Very important sentence. This will help you to understand and claim Moksha Swarupa. This one sentence. In Chaitanya, knowledge is absent of all the world. This nature of Swarupa. Not only in Sushupti. That is the nature of consciousness. Therefore, in the ninth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Nachamasani Bhutani Pashya me yogameshwara. Pashya means see, oh Arjuna, see. In consciousness, there is no world. In me, there is no world. It is my divine yoga. It is my divine form. You also, that is, you are Supreme also. In the sleep state, you are me. I am you. That's all. In many Upanishads, this portion of what is revealed in ninth chapter is also revealed. In our sleep state, I am one with God. Whatever that God you may vision as, it is the truth. And that is Media Swarupa. Nitya Jnana, that is eternal knowledge, has got two names. One is Neya and Neya, known and known. Chaitanya Nityam is equal to Purusha, whatever you may call it. You may call it Purusha, you may call it anything. It is something which you have to understand cognitively. Okay, so that is what is the sleep analysis done by Shankaracharya. He does it so beautifully in this Prasno Bashyam. Same thing has been, if you understand the Turiyam in Mandukya Upanishad, which we are studying on Sundays, this point you should remember from Prasno Bashyam. In Turiyam, there is no Krityana. There is only Sorupanyana, a alone hand. So what happens to the naked knowledge? See, when it comes to study Vedanta, everything boils down to knowledge. That is why Satyam Jnanam. The nature of consciousness is Jnanam. Jnana Surupa. Every Jnani, that is why he is called as a Jnani. He is Jnana Surupa. Okay. So what is known, what is eternal, these words will make more sense when you do Bhashyam study. So this is how Shankaracharya takes the same, for example, normally they say when you go to fight with the weak, the weak man goes to fight with the strong man. This is that in the Veda. The weak man should not take a stick because the strong man will take the stick away from the weak man and beat him. Similarly, Shankaracharya, what he does is he takes an argument from the opponent and then he smashes the opponent with the same argument which he brings, which is what he has done in the case of the sleep state. He says, "You are telling me there is no proof." Sakshi, what Shankaracharya says is, she alone gives you the proof that there is nothing in the universe. Jnanam is neither abhava, neither anityam, nor shanikam. Jnanam is one nityam. Here we are talking about jnanam as nitya jnanam always means nothing is lost by us by merely admitting the name Jnana Abhava to Nitya Jnana. Nitya Jnana means what? Nitya Jnana means the world of things and beings is not there. That is Nitya. That is it is pure consciousness. Therefore, because it is our experience in the sleep state that we don't experience anything of the world, we are concluding here that that is the swarupam every jiva. Okay. The next is some religion portion. 16 kalas and the universe. Purusha is the Adhisthana. Universe is born out of the Purusha or Brahman. It is Karya. It is a superimposition. Otherwise, these are all again. See, the more number of times you understand in your own mind about the universe, about the consciousness, about the universe, about the consciousness, then this aspect of consciousness will become more straight in your mind. That is why we repeat this study of Bhashyam in We do Mandukya Bashyam, we do Katva Bashyam, we do Kema Bashyam, and so same idea is there. But if you hear it 10 times, 20 times, then what happens? Again and again, the nature of Maya becomes more in your subconscious mind. Purusha means it is a Karanam. Karanam only when with reference to the Lord. But till you know Purusha, suppose you come to know Purusha, it becomes Turiyam, it is neither Karanam, neither Karanam. But one thing about Purusha is it is Vivarta Parana, changeless. That is what it is called as Nitya. So the consciousness aspect in the creation is Nityam. Eternity of consciousness can be shown by logic. Please translate words are repeatedly used. Jnana, jnanam. Jnanam is yukti jnanam, srupa jnanam. Name is word. Name is objects. Known objects. Continuously changing. Fleeting. You can't hold to the word, any word you can't hold because it is fleeting and it is all happening in your mind. See, our mind is a is a very uh, beautiful instrument. It's the best portion, the best portion of the creation. Lord's creation of the mind, nobody can think about. It can't even be thought. What a beautiful mind you all have. So this portion, this aspect of NAS Chaitanya. What is the meaning of NAS Chaitanya? NAS Chaitanya means Nityam, Advitiyam, Swatantra Chaitanya. All these three words are very important words. Nityam, eternal. Advitiyam is there is no consciousness. There's only one consciousness. Therefore, we can get liberation. But other schools, they say there is Atma Bahutva. This you study when you do Brahma Sutra. What are the problems with all the other philosophers? So each body, according to other philosophers, there is an Atma. But what does Vedanta say? Consciousness alone is there, in which bodies are appearing. And that consciousness is Swatantra. Everything is Chaitanya. Remember this short form, Chaitanya, Nityam, Vidya, Swatantra. Consciousness does not depend on the universe. Universe depends on consciousness. This endless Chaitanya is Shankaracharya's formula in Prasno Bashyam. Everywhere he use Nitya, Vidya, Swatantra Chaitanya. Suppose you know these three words, you can go to any debate with any on just to Advaita Vedanta. So Siddhanta checks are not there in each state. Why do you say consciousness is not there? That is his argument. There are no object of knowledge in sleep. Therefore, we say all possible entities which we experience are fleeting. Jnana is Nityam, consciousness is eternal. It has other names, Yeya Bhava, Yeyam, and Jnana. See how beautiful Shankaracharya is. He says consciousness is Nitya. Chaitanya is Nitya. Now, Chaitanya gets a name, Jnana. When objects are in front, it gets the name Jnayam. It reveals the object. And then the third name is the same consciousness, Jnaya Abhava, absence of objects. That is also the name of consciousness. Okay. So this is the kind of analysis which helps us to understand the nature of consciousness. In, in sleep state, there is jnana. It is not chaitanya. Position, the Upavarshi says chaitanya bhava. The Shankaracharya says it is only jnana. Okay. The next topic, again, another line of the, you know, we will probably introduce this and then in 5 minutes I will stop. I'll just introduce this a little bit. Now, the Quran comes and says, Nityatvam Bhava is transferred to consciousness. Even though in deep sleep state, there is absence of knowledge, sense of object is known, difference between what you say as Vidyaranya and Jnana Sthiti. If you understand Purva Shikshi and don't understand even the passive for this, but that means what? If you don't understand the Jnana Nityatvam continues, then you will be Siddhanta. If you say that in Shusuk in sleep state, Jnana is gone, then there is really nothing less. Bhava is Nityam, Jnanam is Nitya. If you conclude, then you are in the coherence. Jnaya Bhava, Jnana Bhava, Jnaya Bhava is there, Jnana Bhava is not there. Jnana Bhava is not there in sleep. And ultimately, Jnana is different than Jnana. Okay, there are some charts here which might be a repetition of the same argument which you have seen before. So I won't go into this in this portion. But next week we will start this portion 245 and number 245 and slide is 797. Because we are going to get into another area of discussions. It will be easier if I start next week. I'll explain to you the basis first and then we can go. So in today's discussions, what we have discussed is an extremely important aspect of Advaita Vedanta, which is very, very useful so in Mandokya Shashya understanding. And that is what Upanishads reveal is Turiyam is free from the knowledge of waker, dreamer, and sleeper. And Turiyam is called as Nitya Sopa. The waker, dreamer, sleeper, their jnanam is vritti jnana. Whenever the mind is active, it gives a vritti of the outside world. This is what happens in our waking dream and sleep. Right. In order to know who am I, that who I'm getting is answer if you understand the Vidyaranya is Nityam, it is temporary. Whereas Soropanyanam, that I continues in all the three states. Soropanyanam is imperishable. In that Soropanyanam, there is no Vritti. That is why it is called as Sakshi. So in meditation I say am Shi Chaitanyam, there should be nothing in the mind at that time. You are only focused is an objectless. The more the mind dwells on this objectless as my soul, the more you will feel a lighter mind in your day-to-day experiences. You can handle situations very easily. Your experiences in the world will not change, but my attitude towards the experiences will change. That is the beauty of Vedantic study. I hope this step you have been able to get through today. It's a very human portion of Prasno Upanishad. The same thing is explained in other Upanishads in different ways. Because ultimately, all the Upanishads are trying to reveal to me my free nature without the body or mind exists. And I continue to exist. Sleep is just an example to prove sample to prove to my own mind. I will be there without the body. I am pure. Okay. Um, Stop here for today's discussions. With this, let me see if I can get into meditation and use you to some aspect next week study before um, we close today. Let me give you a small preview of what we'll be studying next time. In this 245, the topic, uh, what Shankaracharya says is there is a difference between Nyayam and Jnana. Nyayam is different from Jnana. Jnana is not different from Nyayam. Um, it's like saying Chala is not what. Is changed to the case of the same, uh, the same concept. In Sushupti, we can't say Nyaya Bhava is there, same as Jnana Bhava. Nyayam and Jnana are different. That is what Purvapakshis contention is. Now, Purvapakshis contention is Nyayam and Jnana are same or different is the question which he is asking. Uh, and Shankaracharya says, I can experientially the presence of Nyayam and sense of Nyayam. Why does he say this? Prove the continuity of consciousness. Between the continuity of consciousness, he says, I can prove the presence of name. Name means what? The objects. Knowledge of objects, knowledge of universe. Absence of name means what? Absence of the universe. Mandukya Upanishad, this mantra I had quoted before also, that the nature of Turiya Atma is such that it reveals both the absence of the word, presence of. Therefore, with the help of this mantra, Shankaracharya um, is able to he is able to explain to the Purvavashi the knowledge which happens in the waking and dream and the knowledge which is not there in the sleep. Some jnana exists in the sleep state. Like he calls it alaya vidyana. Vidyana means it is the nature of consciousness. Whereas the vritti jnana, which is pravritti jnana is there in the jargon. See, Shankaracharya puts it in different words in his commentary so that the Purva Paksha is able to clearly understand Shankaracharya's concept of. You see, in this particular case, what he is saying is he's talking about Alaya Vidya. You see, Alaya Vidya is the same as consciousness. It's the same as self-awareness. He's representing what he has said before by using a different terminology. Pravritti Vijnana, Vidya. He is explaining the same concept, what he explained before, by using these two terms. Play Vijnana means ham. The reason aham brahmasmi, the consciousness, knowledge of consciousness continues, whereas the pravritti Vijnana means it is a vritti jnana, which is temporary. Individual Vijnana is Shanika. Whereas the flow of Vidyaranya, that means in every experience, we all have that I experience. That I experience continues. Whether that is Vritti okay. One is continuously there. Like in Dakshinamurti 7 Stotram also, the same one I is continuously there in all stages. One and the same Vijnanam, self-awareness, permanently continues. What the Shanika Vijnana says, he says continuously that the Vijnanam is changing. See, again, one more time I'm explaining is, now the two examples which the Shanika Vijnana is, Shanika means people whose theory, well, you say the consciousness is only fleeting. I'm thinking about my tree. Then I'm thinking about my daughter. Then I'm thinking about the stars. You keep on thinking of different subjects. So what the philosopher Shanika Vijnana says is that this consciousness in the mind is fleeting. He has missed that there is the vrittis are fleeting, not consciousness. There are two examples which this Shanika Vijnani gives. One is a river, another is a flame. These are discussed in Madhukya nature also. What is a flame? When you look at a flame, the first moment of flame is caused by a first drop of oil. When oil is depleted, the flame is gone. Flame is continuously being replaced, it is anityam. Suppose the flame was nityam, then you wouldn't have to add oil again. So this is an example which he is talking of. The Buddha Pasha is that which are changing, consciousness which is changing in our mind uh, is healing. What does Shankaracharya says? He says, does it not? Vidyanam or Vidyanam. Iron is there in Sushruti according to Vaimashika. He says in sleep, uh, also this pure consciousness continues. I talked earlier about four schools of Buddhist. Here I've got the names of those four schools. Sautrantika, Vaibhashika, Yogachara, Madhyamika. These are the four schools of thought. And they all discuss consciousness. The Yogachara Matam is closest to school of Advaitin school of because they also talk about the universe not being there and consciousness according to them is fleeting. But in our school of thought, consciousness is nityam. It is always the anandam for the world. Consciousness, Purusha, is the adhishtanam for the entire universe. Our knowledge, Vedanta will be complete only when we understand Chaitanya Brahma Swarupam, Purusha Swarupam correctly. This particular Prasno Upanishad makes our knowledge very firm for the knowledge of this Chaitanya. The Shodasha Kala is only an Atyasa. Whether you take, see what is Shodasha Kala, the 16 things will be explained in the next, in the fourth mantra, third, fourth mantra. The But what is important for us to remember is Chaitanya is here. Okay. Vritti Sarupanam, we have already discussed. In Shankara Vijnanavadi, he says the Jnanam is not there, Sarupa Jnanam is not there. That is the opponent's view. Jnanam is Vyabhichara Sarupa. Okay. But see, we have left out anything which we are not in these notes so that we can take it up next week. Okay, I will start. Well, this Vidya Prabha we have seen today. Okay, so we used to get into this 248 topic next week. Okay, I had some time, therefore I could run through a few more slides. So next week we will start with the 248, topic number 248. That is 815, slide number 815. We have 100 more slides roughly for this second verse. Uh, it can rush through all this. I can, but then I thought let me just go through this because many of you wanted to go through this Bhashya. Therefore, I decided to continue and at least give you a glimpses of the different debates which happened in this portion. So, is asat horns bracket is also Neya Bhava. Yes, it is Neya Bhava. If so, all sat and mithya consciousness only. Correct. You're right. You see, ultimately, this is understanding that everything is consciousness. Everything flows out from consciousness, and everything resolves into consciousness. Nyaya bhava means I don't experience an object, but also it's conscious. Experience an object is also conscious. You don't experience an object. Now, they don't experience an object permanently. That is false of act. They don't experience a sleep state. See, that's why I gave you the four types of non-existence. Atyantika bhava. Absolute non-existence is forms of rabbit. Related non-existence, that is related. Waking state is related non-existence. Atyantika bhava. What is that? So, Atyantika means it is, I am always conscious, conscious, conscious. So, existence and non-existence depends on the mind. What? Person. Vritti jnanam means it is there. There is no vritti jnanam. How? That means it is. What is behind that? What? It is so much. Good. Can you get it quite clear? Yeah, Shivam is an angle dot in Padina.
Thank you, Secretary. I have one follow-up question related to the aham asmi in the susupti avastha. This jnanam is knowable only after waking up,
Correct.
after
That's
coming out of
correct.
sleep.
Yes.
So, so even though this jnanam is available, but we don't have the mind to grasp this knowledge.
See, when this classic in the sleep state, mind is not there. This is why we say that it is again a vritti jnanam. In the waking state only, I can say that there was no word in sleep. In the sleep state, I cannot say that.
Okay. Thank you, Secretary.
So clear, right, Manikanda?
Yes, thank you, Secretary.
Okay. Ramakrishna has said the main actual meaning is things which needs to be known. So can I understand this as process of knowing about in progress? Okay, you can say that. So Niyam means you can say it is Niyam means it is things to be known. It can be the knowing process. It can be the known object. This can be said. Sometimes in Sanskrit, you can use Niyam for all the things. It can be used as Niyam also. Anam Niyam and Jnata. There's three. Three. Jnata means what? The known. Niyam means know, things to be known. Jnana means the instrument by which you are doing this knowledge. So the process of knowing can also be said to be separate.
Yeah, so Hari Om. So the jnanam is also, can you understand, knowable, right? Knowing and knowable is jnayam, right? And knowable.
Purva Pakshi, yes. See, that is what Purva Pakshi in this Purva Pakshi in this Prasno Upanishad. That is what he says. That actually speaking, the Nyayam Vastu is also Jnanam only. Because with that Nyayam doesn't exist without Jnana.
Yes, yeah, that is a first stepping stone to reach the consciousness. Yeah, that's what my understanding is.
Yes,
First
you're
stepping
right.
stone.
To
Yeah.
reach the consciousness state, at the consciousness state, Jnanam, Nyayam, and Jnata. All three are objects for consciousness.
Okay.
Jnata is the known objects of the world. His consciousness is the Sakshi, which is seeing the ego. The ego eye is looking at the world outside.
Okay.
The ego eye is the jnana. It is seeing things. Jnana is of the world. Jnana, knowledge is of the world. And Nyayam is what? The world, the objective things and beings.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Hari Om. And one more feedback. Our website is the newer version is excellent with an AI images and then classification of the each sections.
Mm.
It's fantastic.
We have just launched a new website last week.
Yeah.
It's the same presentation, but in a different way.
Different way. It happened to see me today only, but I used to go daily. But last 2 weeks I held up with the nerve. But it is very good.
Recommend everybody to go have a look at the website, vedantastudents.com. You'll find that it's pretty interesting. You can send me a feedback and a feedback. But anyway, anybody else had a question of today's talk? So, these Bashyam talks are, they will take time, but they are very, very deep in knowledge. And especially when you go through the notes, you will find it very useful. And you see, the best portion of it, while you're listening to the Bhashyam, you will understand what is that Swarupa Jnana, what is Vritti Jnana. You will see it for yourself, and this will transform your complete view about your vision about the universe as well as about yourself. Okay, there are no questions. Then we'll close today. We'll have a session tomorrow. We'll continue next week on Prasno Bashyam. Thank you. Namaste.
Hari Om Namaste. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Namaste.
Namaste, Shekhar ji.
Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.